Who is your fourth quarterback?
Deshaun Watson. He's so freaking awesome. That's my guy right there. I don't know if you knew that was my song of him either, right? I don't know how I
No, I
got that
enjoyed that.
song.
That's good.
Yeah, good, good. I know it's one of my
Yeah.
greatest hits. It's a platinum selling album. Um, but man, Deshaun Watson, franchise leader. I mean, just they don't come more talented, more cool under pressure than Deshaun Watson. Where do I want to start with him? I think the first thing
I'll-
I would talk about with him. Go ahead, go ahead. You do it. Tell me.
I said I'll start with a question. And for a
Yeah.
lot of these quarterbacks, I've got a bunch of things written down. I don't have much else besides this because it's so much on my mind with him. No DeAndre Hopkins means what for him?
Okay, that's a good question. I think in a lot of ways, at first there might be an adjustment period. I really think this could be a gift, though. This could be like a good thing for the Houston Texans in a lot of ways. And I think a really positive thing for Deshaun Watson and his continued development to challenge being one of the best quarterbacks in football. Because we know, you and I both know, we watch quarterbacks. He's right there. I mean, he's special. Now, I think this is what I like. And this is one of the negatives of Hopkins. I mean, not Hopkins, Watson. To me, DeAndre Hopkins was a great thing real early on in his career for Deshaun Watson. But as I think it went on, it sometimes hindered Watson's ability to look at the whole field, read the whole play out, look at other receivers and try to get them the football. Now I think they're going to have a little bit more of an attack by everybody. Like, okay, it's Brandon Cooks. Whoa, it's Kenny Stills. Whoa, it's Will Fuller. Whoa, it's Randall Cobb. Who the hell do we stop? Who is the go-to guy? So I think it's going to be done more by committee this year. And where I wanted to say it's a little where, again, I think it might be a little bit negative with Watson. And to me, this is one of his only negatives of his play. He is a little reckless at times, right? I've said this before, almost it's like every play is like the last play of the game. He's scrambling around and breaking tackles and throwing it and getting hit as he throws it. And you're just like, whoa, dude, there's 14 minutes left in the first quarter. We're already playing like this. And what I think leads to that at times is maybe an ability to just leave the pocket a hair quick. And when I say that, it's like this. It's like, hey, DeAndre Hopkins, whoa, he's not open. Okay, let me get outside the pocket and make a play. And when I went back and watched film, there's just a number of plays where I'm going to go, okay, yeah, Hopkins isn't open, but you didn't need to leave the pocket so abruptly and go. Yeah, the pocket wasn't perfect, but just slide because number 2's open, number 3's open. You're going to hit him. It's going to be a big gain. And I think there are some completions missed because of that. And I think sometimes what they lead to, too, is more throwaways and sacks than a guy like Deshaun Watson should have. So to me, it's really one of the negatives of him. And I think maybe Hopkins not being there could maybe, start putting it on more of a positive path to where he uses the committee more than instead of looking for one guy so much.
Okay, a couple of things there. First of all, for all the fans out there still complaining about DeAndre Hopkins not being there, and hey, on the surface and maybe beyond the surface, that is kind of a crazy trade to give up your best playmaker. But maybe it's not crazy to think that Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb, David Johnson, the three new playmakers, might equal into a more well-rounded passing offense than just one superstar.
I think so. And, I love DeAndre Hopkins. I would
Right?
argue
Yeah.
he's the best receiver in football. But I don't think it's good when your offense has one guy that has 105 receptions and then the next guy's got 49.
Yeah.
That's not going to beat the elite defenses in football when they just know, hey, 3 out of every 4 big plays in the game, the ball's going to go to that guy. That's not going to get it done. You need more than that. So I do think the committee approach at receiver, and still these guys they're talented.
They're good. Yeah.
So that's good, right? And Paul, I think they've really improved their offensive line. The 2 guys they took last year early in the draft, in the 2019 draft, they played good as rookies. They're going to be players this year. And of course, we know they have Laramie Tunzel. And this is the biggest thing to Texans fans out there. You can't pay Laramie Tunsil $22 million a year, Deshaun Watson $38 million a year, which is somewhere about where he's probably going to get, and then have DeAndre Hopkins making $22 million a year. I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to field a team in Houston if that's the case. So they knew that situation was about to come about, and that's why they got out of the Hopkins thing too. But, Watson, he fixes some of those things we're talking about and can maybe be a little bit more of a precise short ball thrower, like in the quick game, 3-step game. If he fixes that stuff, sky's the limit. It's another guy like Lamar Jackson where I go, he could challenge to be the best quarterback in the game. He's an unbelievable deep ball thrower. He's got unbelievable toughness. And when the play breaks down, you could argue Deshaun Watson is as good as anybody in football, making something happen when nothing's there or it's bad pass protection or nobody's open. I mean, he's a magician that way, and he's very special.
Vegas has the Colts and the Titans favored to win the AFC South over the Texans. Do you think that's an example of people overreacting to the DeAndre Hopkins trade?
Yes, I do. I do. What do we? This is. Let me just see. This is the 6th year in a row we're going to count the Texans out of the playoff conversation, and they're going to go to the playoffs maybe for the. I'm not counting them out. Not with Deshaun Watson there and Billy O'Brien. You can say what you want. His teams are tough and physical every year. J.J. Watt's still there. They got the proper leadership. They're battle tested. And with that guy at quarterback, they're going to be in the thick of things. Do I think their team from top to bottom is as good as the Colts or the Titans right now? No, I probably don't. But the guy they got into the quarterback is the great equalizer that makes that gap very, very, very small. And if you get late in the fourth quarter and you're the Titans or the Colts and you're giving the ball to Deshaun Watson late in the game, hey, that's great. Your team's better. Now try to go stop the guy that's the best player on the field, and that's not going to be easy.
I'm going to give you a chance now to back up here and finish where you tried to start. I was anxious with asking my question about, okay, so now what's he going to look like without DeAndre Hopkins? I think you were about to finish your sentence, or to start, you say, and the best thing about him is, and I kind of cut you off. So,
I think we got it all in.
What is your
best?
The
best thing about him is he is arguably one of the best deep ball throwers in football. That's to me where I just think he's special. They design plays for him to throw the ball down the field. The degree of difficulty of the throws he's asked to make a lot. They're not easy throws. And yeah, I think with his ability to how he can throw the ball so high in the air, so he can do it different ways. He can throw a 50-yard bomb where it's just a quick little banana up and down. And then he could throw a 50, 60-yard bomb where it's the arches of St. Louis where it goes way up in the air and just falls out of the sky. He can do it any which way that way. And to me, that's where he's special. And that's where he really stresses defenses out because we know he can scramble. But then you got to go, well, shit, we better worry about the other 50 yards behind us too because he can bomb it away over us that way too. And that's, to me, the thing he probably does best.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.